In a small industrial town in Ohio, there lived a man named Ethan Cole. Not a startup prodigy, not a Silicon Valley insider, not even college educated in business. Ethan worked where most people ended up, not where they dreamed of going. A product rejection warehouse. Every day, trucks arrived carrying boxes of returned electronics, unsold gadgets, manufacturing defects, overstock items from giant corporations. Most of it was labeled with one word: waste. Big companies didn't want these products. Selling them again cost time, fixing them hurt brand image, so they dumped them. That dump was Ethan's workplace, the job no one was proud of. Ethan's job was simple: inspect rejected products, mark them as scrap, prepare them for destruction. He earned $14 an hour, no bonuses, no promotions, no future. His coworkers hated the job. They counted hours. Ethan counted patterns. The pattern nobody noticed. Over months, Ethan realized something strange. Most rejected products were not useless. Some had minor packaging damage, slight cosmetic issues, software problems that could be fixed in minutes. Yet companies preferred destroying them rather than reselling them. Why? Because brand reputation mattered more than recovery. Logistics were not worth it. The system was designed for scale, not efficiency. To corporations, it was easier to lose money than change systems. To Ethan, it looked like opportunity. The question that changed everything. One night, Ethan stood alone in the warehouse. Rows of boxed electronics, thousands of dollars labeled as trash. He asked himself one question: if people knew what was being thrown away, would they still buy new? That question didn't let him sleep. The first business thought and first fear. Ethan had an idea. What if these rejected products were repaired, rebranded, and sold honestly as refurbished? Not hidden, not fake, transparent, affordable, reliable. But fear hit immediately. He had no money, no business degree, no investors, no permission, and worst of all, everyone around him believed this idea was stupid. When he spoke, people laughed. At lunch, Ethan shared his thought. A coworker laughed, "You want to sell trash?" Another said, "If this worked, billion-dollar companies would already do it." His supervisor warned him, "Don't get ideas, just do your job." But Ethan noticed something important. Big companies weren't failing to do it. They simply didn't care enough. The first risk, without anyone knowing. Ethan saved money quietly. No Starbucks, no vacations, no new clothes. 6 months later, he had $3,200. Not enough to start a business, but enough to test an idea. He bought a used laptop, basic repair tools, one pallet of rejected electronics, legally through auction. He didn't quit his job. He worked nights in his garage, alone. The first sale and the first lesson. Ethan fixed 10 devices, cleaned them, listed them online with brutal honesty. Refurbished, minor cosmetic flaws, fully functional, cheaper. He expected rejection. Instead, they sold out in 48 hours, not because they were perfect, but because they were honest and affordable. That night, Ethan realized something powerful. People don't hate imperfections, they hate being lied to. When success creates a new problem. Orders increased, returns decreased, customer messages poured in, but Ethan hit a wall. He couldn't scale. Why? Limited inventory, no direct access to suppliers, no legal structure, and worse, his employer found out. The warning that forced a decision. One afternoon, Ethan was called into the office. His manager was calm. Too calm. "We heard you're reselling rejected inventory." Ethan stayed silent. "That's not illegal," the manager said, "but it's not welcome." Then came the line that changed his life. "Choose the warehouse or choose your idea." No threats, no drama, just reality. The night before everything changed. That night, Ethan stared at his garage. Boxes everywhere, orders pending, fear loud. He knew one thing: if he stayed safe, he would stay small. If he left, he might lose everything. But he remembered the warehouse, the waste, the ignored value, and he made a decision. Ethan Cole awoke on his first day as a full-time entrepreneur with no office, no team, and no guarantee. Just silence. No warehouse noise, no supervisor yelling, no paycheck coming Friday. Only responsibility. The first month was brutal. Orders came in, but slowly. Inventory was inconsistent. Some refurbished products failed. Returns started increasing. Online reviews were mixed. One bad review read, "Why does this look used?" Another said, "It works, but why so cheap?" Cheap, that word scared customers. Ethan realized something dangerous. In business, cheap without trust is poison. Ethan didn't reduce prices. He changed perception. He created a new word, recovered technology. Not refurbished, not second-hand, recovered. He rewrote descriptions, where the product came from, why it was rejected, what was fixed, what wasn't perfect. No hiding, no exaggeration, just clarity. Sales stabilized, but profits? Almost zero. The first major obstacle, supply. Ethan needed scale, so he approached manufacturers directly. Meetings were cold. Executives said, "We don't sell rejects. It damages our image. We'd rather destroy inventory." One executive laughed. "You want to build a business on failure?" Ethan replied calmly, "No, on efficiency." They didn't care. Then came the email, a legal notice. A large electronics brand accused Ethan of unauthorized resale, brand dilution, and misuse of trademarks. They demanded immediate shutdown, inventory destruction, and legal costs Ethan couldn't afford. That night, Ethan stared at his bank balance, $4,917. Lawyers alone would cost more. For the first time, quitting felt logical. Ethan sat in his garage, surrounded by boxes. He whispered, "Was this a mistake?" Then his phone buzzed, an email from a customer, a single mother. She wrote, "Because of your affordable laptop, my son attends online school. Thank you for not throwing it away." Ethan cried, not from sadness, from clarity. Instead of fighting the brand legally, Ethan changed the model. He removed logos, created neutral packaging, and added a clear disclaimer: recovered product, no brand affiliation. Then he did something bold. He published data, publicly. How many products were destroyed, how much waste corporations created, and how many devices still worked. People shared it. Environmental groups noticed. Tech bloggers wrote articles. The narrative shifted from shady seller to sustainability startup. Media headlines changed. Startup reduces e-waste. The man selling what corporations throw away. A business built on transparency. Ethan didn't pitch investors. Investors came to him. A venture capitalist sat across from Ethan, looked at his numbers, then said, "Great idea, wrong founder." Ethan asked why. No degree, no pedigree, no Silicon Valley background. Then came the offer. They'd replace Ethan as CEO, give him equity, take control. Ethan declined. The investor smirked. "You'll regret this." Maybe, but Ethan chose control over comfort. Growth costs money. Warehouses, logistics, customer support. Cash burned fast. One bad quarter, 2 delayed shipments. Bank balance dropped to $312. Payroll due in 48 hours. Ethan prepared shutdown emails. Then, a mid-sized retail chain contacted him. They had excess inventory, storage problems, sustainability pressure. They didn't want publicity. They wanted efficiency. Ethan offered white label recovery, silent resale channels, and data transparency. The contract value, $2.8 million. Ethan stared at the number for minutes. This wasn't survival. This was escape velocity. Ethan hired slowly, built systems, focused on process, not hype. Every product page showed flaws, repairs, origin. Customers trusted it. Returns dropped. Margins improved. Competitors tried copying, but they hid flaws. Ethan didn't. That difference mattered. The same brand